Our human body is indeed the best gift God has given us. Humans have learned a great deal about it, yet an ocean of unknown remains. I hope all of you are safe and healthy at home. Let us continue with the lesson. In the last video, we have learned about the human organ system and the human skeleton. Today, we will learn about joints, muscles, and the topic studying the human body. Joints. A joint is a place where two bones meet. We have two main types of joints in our bodies: fixed joints and movable joints. In a fixed joint, the bones are joined together firmly and does not move. For example, skull. The cranium is made up of several bones joined together. In a movable joint, the bones are joined and allow movement. Example, the jawbone is joined to the rest of the skull. The joint is a movable joint. There are different types of movable joints. Hinged joint. In a hinged joint, it allows movement in only one direction. It moves like a door on a hinge. Example of hinged joints are our elbows and knees. Ball and socket joints. In a ball and socket joints, it allows movement in all the directions. We can swing our arm in a complete circle. It is because of the ball and socket joint in our shoulders. This diagram shows what the elbow joint would look like if you cut through it. When two bones move against each other, friction tries to stop them. So, in order to reduce friction, the end of the bones are covered with a very smooth, slippery material called cartilage. Also, a thick, slippery fluid called synovial fluid fills the space between the two bones. The synovial fluid helps to lubricate the joints like oil in the moving parts of an engine or bicycle. Muscles. Muscles are organs that help us to move. This is the diagram of our upper arm. The muscles are attached to the bones by tendons. Tendons are the strong cord that joins muscle to a bone. They are very strong and do not stretch. A long bone in our arm is called the humerus, and the two bones in our lower arm are called the radius and ulna. The shoulder bone to which the humerus is attached is called the scapula. We can see here the muscles in the front is joining the scapula and the radius by tendons. This muscle is known as biceps. It is known as biceps as it joins in two places. At the back, the muscle is joined to the scapula, the humerus, and the ulna. Therefore, it is called the tricep muscles as it joins the three bones. How do muscles work? Muscles can get shorter. This is called contraction. When muscles contract, they produce a pulling force. When the biceps contract, it pulls the radius and the scapula. Thus, the radius is pulled towards the scapula and the arm bends. Muscles can become smaller but cannot make themselves get longer. When a muscle is not contracting, we say that it is relaxed. A relaxed muscle does not do anything by itself, but if a force pulls on it, it can make the muscle longer. You can notice how the muscles change their length in the diagram. When the bicep muscles contract, the triceps muscles relaxes. The biceps muscles pull the relaxed triceps muscles and make it longer. We can notice how the arm bends at the elbow joint. When the triceps muscles contract, the biceps muscles relaxes. The triceps muscles contract and become smaller. The biceps muscles are pulled and becomes longer. the arm is made straight again. We can see that the biceps and triceps work together as a team. When one contracts, the other relaxes and pulls the other. When one of them contracts, it pulls the bone in one direction, and when the other contracts, it pulls the bone in the opposite direction. Such pair of muscles that work together like this are called antagonistic muscles. Studying the human body. There is still a lot that we do not know about the human body and how it works. Here are some examples of scientists that study the human body. Anatomist. An anatomist studies the structure of the body. X-rays, CT scans, and MRI scans are some techniques that an anatomist uses to understand the inside of the body without having to cut it open. Physiologist. A physiologist studies the way that the body works. There are many different kinds of physiologists. For example, sports physiologists. They study what happens to the body when we exercise. They study how a person's diet and the training program affect their heart and lungs. Neuroscientist. A neuroscientist is a physiologist who studies how the brain and the rest of the nervous system work. They do research into many different kinds of questions, such as how we learn or how the brain sends signal to the other parts of the body. This is all we have in this lesson. We'll meet you again with another chapter to keep learning and growing. Thank you and have a nice day.